Welcome to a guide that no one really asked for, but everyone might need. Today, we're diving into the best ways to ruin your life. Life is short, unpredictable, and filled with opportunities. Yet so many of us are experts at doing one thing, ruining it. Let me walk you through a foolproof guide to turning your life into a masterpiece of chaos and regret. Master these steps, and you'll be the Picasso of self-destruction. Procrastinate like it's your job. First up, procrastination. Why do today what you can postpone until tomorrow, right? Let's romanticize those last-minute panic attacks. They're thrilling, aren't they? Procrastination is like repeatedly hitting the snooze button on life. It's a soft, seductive whisper convincing you there's always more time. Meanwhile, the deadlines pile up, the opportunities slip through your fingers, and the mountain of tasks grows taller and more menacing. It's like building a dam to hold back the flood of responsibilities. But the cracks are already forming, and the floodwaters are inevitable. Keep at it, and watch as time sweeps everything you once cared about downstream. Surround yourself with toxic people. Toxic relationships, the gift that keeps on taking. Surround yourself with people who belittle your dreams, drain your energy, and make you question your worth. Toxic people are like beautifully wrapped gifts filled with broken glass. They sparkle on the outside, but leave you bleeding once you get too close. Stick around long enough, and their poison seeps into your skin. They plant seeds of doubt in your mind, water them with their negativity, and watch as your confidence wilts into nothing. They're the termites of your self-esteem, silently eroding it from the inside out while you wonder why you feel so hollow. These relationships feed off your energy, leaving you hollow. It's like being tethered to a leaky boat in the middle of a storm. You keep bailing water, but the boat never stabilizes. Eventually you stop swimming and start sinking, weighed down by the chains you refused to break. Stay in your comfort zone. The comfort zone, a cozy little prison you willingly lock yourself in. It's a siren song promising safety and ease, but what it delivers is stagnation. Every day spent here is like pressing pause on your life. Here, the air smells like routine, and the days blur into each other. The only growth you'll witness is the moss forming around you. Dreams rot here, ambitions shrink, and before you know it, you've become a ghost haunting your own life. Why venture into the cold unknown when you can decay in cozy familiarity? The walls start to close in, shrinking the possibilities around you. Soon, it's not a comfort zone, it's a padded cell, muffling the sound of your own ambitions screaming to be let out. Stay long enough, and the dust of complacency will settle over you, burying any trace of the dreams you once had. Ignore your health. Who needs a healthy body when you have a Netflix subscription and fast food delivery? Neglecting your health is like pouring sugar into the gas tank of a car. It won't stop running immediately, but soon enough, the engine will choke, sputter, and die. Every skipped meal, every sleepless night, and every ignored ache is a brick in the wall you're building against your own longevity. Before you know it, that wall becomes insurmountable, and the only thing on the other side is regret. The body that once carried you through life becomes a burden, and all because you chose the path of least resistance. The comparison game. Here's another great way to ruin your life. Compare yourself to everyone else. Imagine you're on a treadmill, but instead of running your own race, you're staring at the marathon happening on the next screen. Every stride they take feels like a jab to your chest. If you want to feel miserable, constantly compare yourself to others. It's a game with no winners and endless rounds. Social media is your personal hall of mirrors, distorting reality, magnifying flaws, and creating illusions of perfection. Every swipe is a reminder that you're not enough. Comparison turns your thoughts into quicksand, pulling you deeper the more you struggle. It's the ultimate bait and switch, promising connection, but delivering isolation as you lose sight of who you are. The body that once carried you through life becomes a burden, and all because you chose the path of least resistance. Avoid responsibility. Life's easier when you're not accountable, isn't it? Blame your boss, your parents, the government, anyone but yourself. Responsibility is a heavy backpack, and avoiding it feels like tossing it off a cliff. But here's the catch. Without it, you're free-floating, untethered, and directionless. Excuses are like lifeboats with holes, comforting at first, but guaranteed to sink when you need them most. Eventually, the tide pulls you under, and you're left wondering why you never learned to swim. Fear failure. Fear of failure is the ultimate life ruiner. Why try when you might fail? Fear is like a shadow. You can't touch it, but it follows you everywhere, growing larger with every step back you take. Every crumpled idea and abandoned project becomes a brick in the wall of self-doubt. Soon you're living in a fortress of fear, peeking out at the world through tiny cracks, but never daring to step outside. The fortress keeps you safe, but it also keeps you small. The only thing growing here is your list of missed chances. Chase instant gratification. Why wait for rewards when you can have them now? Instant gratification is the candy-coated trap that promises sweetness but leaves a bitter aftertaste. It's like running on a hamster wheel, expending energy but going nowhere. The more you chase fleeting pleasures, the further you drift from meaningful fulfillment. It's a slippery slope paved with shortcuts, each one leading you further away from the life you could have built, if only you had the patience to delay the now for the later. Holding on to regrets. Clinging to regret is like carrying a backpack filled with stones. Each memory of what could have been adds another rock, and soon you're weighed down so heavily that you can barely move. Regret whispers cruel lullabies, replaying the past like a broken record. It convinces you to set up camp in the land of what if, where nothing grows and time stands still. Here you'll build monuments to your mistakes and worship the life you didn't live. Refuse to learn. Learning is overrated, right? Who needs growth when ignorance is bliss? Refusing to learn is like planting yourself in barren soil and expecting to bloom. Every skipped opportunity to expand your mind is another nail in the coffin of your potential. Stubbornness is the anchor, and pride is the chain, dragging you further and further down until the light of understanding is nothing but a distant memory. In the end, all you'll have is the cold comfort of knowing you stayed exactly the same. And there you have it, the ultimate guide to ruining your life. Master these techniques, and you'll be the author of your own demise. Or perhaps, you already are the master of these techniques. Life doesn't come with a rewind button. Every decision you make either builds you up or tears you down. The best ways to ruin your life are often disguised as comfort, convenience, or fun. Recognize them for what they are: traps. And that's how you can craft your very own masterpiece of ruin. If you've enjoyed watching the art of destruction unfold, make sure to hit subscribe, like, and share. Because every little action here is just another stroke on the canvas of choices. The brush is yours, the paint is waiting. What will you create next?